Hi. Hi. I'm Serena.
I'm Jeremy.
And welcome to JSCoastalLiving. Today we are going to share with you 5 easy keto recipes
that you can do at home with minimal ingredients and minimal effort.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Easy to whip up, something you can do right after work, tired, coming home. Everyone can do keto. It's pretty easy. We're going to show you how.
And it's kid-friendly too.
Yeah. So stay tuned. So the first one, number 1, we're going to talk about keto Parmesan pizza crisps.
This is a snack we're going to share with you. And it's really not so much of a recipe. It's just an idea. Right. Josh loves these. He calls them cooked pepperoni. Mm-hmm. So this is really, it's 2 ingredients. You have pepperoni and cheese, which you can use Parmesan. You can add a mixture, which I've done with Parmesan and mozzarella. Mm-hmm. Josh loves shredded cheddar. So all you're going to do is you're going to preheat your oven to 400. You're going to get you a large baking pan, put some parchment paper down, and you're just going to set piles of your cheese, and you're going to put a pepperoni right on top. You're going to pop that in the oven for about 4 to 7 minutes, but right around the 4-minute mark, you're really going to need to keep an eye on it, keep a close eye on it so that, of course, they don't burn. And also, you can cook them to your desired doneness. Right. So I like them. Yeah, they get crisped up, but when they're brown around the edges, to me, that's perfect.
Right.
So there's your snack.
Yeah.
So we're ready for our second recipe. It is chicken Alfredo.
I love chicken Alfredo.
Who doesn't?
Right.
Honestly.
Olive Garden. I miss Olive Garden a lot. So this is like our homemade version of Olive Garden.
So our ingredients for this is heavy whipping cream.
Butter.
Always butter. How can you cook without butter?
If you're on keto, you know about butter.
Yes. You're also going to have Parmesan cheese, cream cheese, and the recipe calls for garlic powder and salt and pepper. I am a fool for fresh garlic, so that's what I prefer, and that's how I've always made it. When you're making it, super duper easy. In your pan, you're going to get some butter, and you're going to saute your garlic nice and brown. You're just basically going to add everything else, and you're going to let that simmer up and get thickened
into a big sauce.
Yeah, until your desired consistency, really. Yeah. So you can mix it with shredded chicken, or you can pour it over cooked chicken of your choice. When you have some leftover grilled chicken.
Right, we always have a leftover grilled chicken.
Man, it is amazing. Or you could even pick up a rotisserie chicken on your way home from work. And instead of putting that over noodles or some kind of pasta, it is super yummy to put everything over some fresh green broccoli or zoodles. And who doesn't like zoodles?
Zucchini noodles. Yeah, they're great.
And there you go. And it's easy, man. You can get some extra fresh shredded Parmesan, put that on top. Oh, yes. Another thing you could add to that is some fresh bacon bits. I always have a pan of, or a container of fresh bacon bits. So that's it.
Recipe number 3.
It is an easy 1-pot broccoli cheese soup. I just made it just a couple of days ago now that it's really cold outside.
Perfect soup weather.
Yeah, I mean, most of the...
Now, we say cold outside. We're here in Texas, so 50 degrees outside is, it's very cold to us.
But honestly, the whole country right now is going through an Arctic blast.
Right.
So this is simple and easy for wherever you are, and it's quick and it's delicious.
Very much so.
So what you're going to do is you're going to get the amount of broccoli of your choice. You can get 1 big old head of broccoli and just chop that up, give it a nice little dice, remove the big stems, and if you like, you can steam it up a little bit just for a few minutes in the microwave just to get it a little softer. And while you're doing that, in your stock pot, you will saute some garlic in butter. And once that's nice and brown, you're going to add your heavy whipping cream. After your heavy whipping cream, you're going to add a container of, I use organic chicken broth. If you have your own chicken stock, homemade, so much better. I'm not that industrious, so I just buy the organic chicken broth.
Sometimes it's okay to cheat a little bit.
Yeah.
Not everything can be homemade.
No, not everything. So after the chicken broth, you're going to let that get nice and warm, and you will add to that your cheese of choice. I always start off with sharp cheddar. Yeah. And I also, a secret ingredient is I add a block of cream cheese to that. And it gets it super creamy.
That perfect texture.
You can add pepper jack cheese if you like. You can add Gruyere. That is super duper yummy. So once you get your cheese nice and melted and it's at a really good consistency, not too thick. Also, if you need to thin it a little bit, feel free to add a little bit of hot water to it. Or you can even add, if you have some chicken bouillon to add to that, then that's fine. But I've never really had a problem with 1 container of chicken broth and 1 container of heavy whipping cream. And then after that, you will get the broccoli that you have steamed a little bit. Toss that in the pot and really just let it all get melty and
this is the best smelling part.
Blended all in, and it's so yummy. And at this point, just let it simmer for a few minutes. And if you like, then you can use an immersion blender if you don't like huge chunks of broccoli. I don't have a problem with huge chunks of broccoli in my soup. So I just skip that step.
All together.
Yeah. Pour it in a bowl, sit down, and you are good to go.
Yeah.
And it will warm your bones on a cold winter's day.
You can make a big pot of it. That way you can have leftovers and you can use that for your meal prepping. So there you go. All right, so moving on to number 4. We have
one of Jeremy's favorites.
One of my favorites and one of Josh's favorites too.
Of course.
That it would be the keto pretzel dogs.
And it's really, if you have some fathead dough and good quality hot dogs, that's really all the ingredients. So what you're going to do, first of all, is you're just going to whip up your fathead dough.
Basically like almond flour type.
Yeah, it's almond flour, baking powder, mozzarella cheese, 2 eggs, and cream cheese. And you're going to melt your cheeses and stuff in the microwave. You're going to add everything together, mix it together, and you're going to divide that into 6 or 8, depending on the amount of hot dogs you have. And what you're going to do with that dough, with each little ball of dough, you're going to roll it out and make a snake. That's the most fun part.
This is why Josh likes it. He can help roll it out.
Yes. And so you're going to have your baking pan, of course, with parchment paper, and you're going to roll your hot dogs with the snakes.
So you'll wrap the dough around the hot dog.
Yes.
Just like you would do a pretzel dog.
Right. And so you just sit it on your, line them up on your baking pan, sprinkle some sesame seeds on them, and put them in the oven. And once they're out, if you have whatever type of dipping sauce, if you like dipping sauce, I prefer just plain old mustard. And they are surprisingly yummy.
Right.
And so easy and quick. You can make these. You get home from work, put them in the oven. When you come out from changing clothes, they're done. Your kids are ready to eat. You're ready to eat.
Yeah, so it's good for the whole family.
Yep.
And if you're doing them by yourself, you can make the whole batch of the hot dogs, and then you can have them to bring to work later, which is what I do. And that way you can have yourself with some easy keto meal prep.
You can also hide the extras from the kids. Not that we've ever done. Not that we've ever done that.
Yes, just a little. So we've showed you 4 recipes so far with some easy keto meal prep, but we've left out dessert, which is my favorite.
That's his favorite. So our 5th and final recipe for today is your sweet dessert for your sweet tooth.
One of my favorites because I have a big sweet tooth. This is one of my issues on keto is I get tempted to have sweets, so I have to find things that I can make to keep myself satisfied with the sweet tooth, but are still keto friendly.
And so many people are worried about that same issue. They have sweet tooth and they're thinking, oh, I can't do keto because I've got the sweet tooth. Let me tell you, this will really satisfy that sweet tooth or that chocolate tooth.
Chocolate cravings.
Chocolate cravings.
So this would be the 90-second chocolate mug cake. You can do this in a coffee mug. It's that simple.
The only ingredients that you're going to need would be an egg, cocoa powder, your sugar substitute, a pinch of salt, heavy whipping cream, vanilla, and just a little bit of baking powder. So what you're going to do is spray your coffee mug with your cooking spray. I use the ghee, the spray ghee, so that it doesn't get stuck. You're pretty much going to put all your ingredients in the cup, microwave it for 90 seconds, and once that cools off a bit, you can whip up some homemade whipped cream with using only heavy whipping cream, a little bit of sweetener, and a little dash of vanilla. Top that bad boy, and there's your chocolate.
Eat it with a spoon right out of our coffee cup. And you sit down and watch your favorite TV show on Netflix, and you've got your sweet tooth satisfied.
So there you have it, folks. Those are our 5 recipes for just any time. Quick, easy, minimal ingredients, and minimal effort.
So hopefully you enjoyed the recipes we've given you.
And hopefully you like us.
If you do, subscribe below. And give us a like. Drop a comment. Check the links below. We'll leave the recipes for everything we've discussed today. And leave us a comment. Tell us how it turns out on your end and if you enjoyed it or not. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Say hi, Zach.
Hi, Zach. All right, so our next recipe.
Number 2.
It's
not number 2. It's not number 2.
Okay. And after your heavy whipping cream.